There we go. They didn't
Julie,
turn
do the thing.
blue.
Do the thing.
Pull the lever!
Wrong lever!
Why do I even have that lever?
I'm just saying that I wasn't a lever, guys, and I feel very violated now.
Oh no!
No one's pulling that lever.
So it certainly was the wrong lever, I'll tell you.
Alright, well that's getting
Also,
edited
we
out
are
now.
out.
We are live, so
We
let's
should-
watch the
we should
PG-13ness.
Maybe we should have like in Apollo 13 the sign which say "Do not touch this."
Do not
No touchy. No touching the button.
touchy.
That's okay, I'm pretty sure life beat you to it.
Alright, do I have a volunteer for the tenant this month? For reading?
No.
Alright, Dirge, you're volunteering. Got it.
God.
First to speak gets to read.
Oh god, yeah, it's gonna be like that kid in Billy Madison.
It's
To the- to the-
February,
to
so
the-
it will be the Tenet too. The
Give me a
second
second.
one.
I'll pull it.
I'm
Give me a
almost
second.
there.
Ah,
Tenet
got
2,
you.
there we go. Oh, I don't have it. Oh, fuck, I forgot I don't have it on my text screen yet, so I can't swap out to the
We still.
I can't put it on
we
OBS, I
still,
forgot
think about it. How to translate tenets for Polish language, because I cannot which word in Polish should be used as a tenet, because my first thing will be przekazanie, but it's more like direct translation from commandment, and I'm not sure if it's the one thing I want to go with.
Alright.
All right.
Oloram,
You read-
Jatetor, Balasukoigar, Nervore. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 3 of Under the Helm. Take 2, assholes.
Anyway.
You are surrounded by assholes.
How many assholes we have on this ship anyhow?
Many.
Oh, y'all didn't do the meme. Kando did, the rest of you didn't.
Hey, I don't have a camera. You don't know if I did or not, so
I
shut your
did it.
mouth.
I didn't hear anyone else go, yo!
I didn't say you, but I moved my hand up.
Ah, okay.
Yo, I create a new dinner.
Alright, where was I?
Barbaros, did you know what you just did? You say yo for ask. Powiedziałeś tak na pytanie, ilu dupków mamy na pokładzie?
Very good name. Anyway, sorry.
Alright, take 2, assholes. This is Season 5, Episode 3 of Under the Helm, the Keepers of the Way, Mandalorian Religious Movement podcast. I am your host, Kadali Kibor, joined by co-host Kandol Drashia and our Solikan Adatika, the little battle dwarf.
Quigar!
So we are now in February. This is the first podcast of the month, so we are starting a new tenant, as you guys know. We are on Tenet 2. A Mandalorian must remain armored at all times unless alone. A Mandalorian must wear at least one piece of armor at all times. The item must be made of a material that can function as armor, i.e. steel, leather, Kevlar, etc. Such items can be as simple as a leather cuff, a bracelet, or a vambrace, like myself and Kando are currently wearing ours. The decision is left to the individual keeper as to the extent of the armor. Now, whether that means you're wearing just the vambrace, or you're wearing the vambrace, the handguard, the full armor, that's up to the individual keeper. And you also have to take into consideration work requirements, because you have to be able to do your job as well. This affirms that a Mandalorian is at all times defensive, but remains ready to defend innocent life and property. Excuse me. Like weapons, A Mandalorian's armor has a spirit that walks with them and keeps and helps to protect their lives. And like our weapons, it must be treated with reverence as a holy artifact of our faith in the way. A Mandalorian is not ashamed of the way. Therefore, it is best that a symbol of the way be displayed in some fashion on the armor, and the armor must be visible to others whenever possible. And again, being alone has the same meaning for armor as it does our weapons. Alone does not mean just in the presence of no one. In the presence of family, friends, loved ones, can be considered alone, not just isolation.
I think the best thing to describe that is a safe place. A place that is
Yeah,
safe, that you know there's no harm to be defensive about.
but you are still ready to armor up and weapon up if called to do so. Because break room at work, that is your time of peace. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not wearing my gloves while I'm eating food. Particularly the fact that I work at a recycling facility and I touch some nasty shit with my gloves.
Okay, I will have to go in, silent mode for
Okay.
a few minutes.
Now, I did see a while back, probably a couple of years ago, some of our keepers were talking about covert armor. For
Right.
example, there was
And
a T-shirt that had, what was it, level 2?
Level 3.
Plates?
yeah, level 2 or level 3, one of them. I know what you're
It was
talking
level
about. It's
3.
an undershirt.
It was like a regular T-shirt
Yeah.
that just had a slip in, and there's one for hoodies and obviously jackets.
Yeah,
But
it's
the other
essentially it's the
undershirts-
same it's the
Do
same
they have a stab rating?
Yes.
yeah.
I'm just asking. That's good to know.
Sorry, words are not wording in my brain like they should be. It's the same thought process of having like thermals on in the cold temperatures.
Yeah.
It's not the same material as that for obvious reasons, but it's meant to go underneath your clothes instead of something that's meant to be an overt sign of armor.
Yeah, and that's the problem with that. That we would not consider that as wearing your armor. It is an addition to your armor because you aren't, like I said, you aren't showing that it is armor and it has an emblem of the way on it, like our van braces do.
Now, playing devil's
But
advocate on that, I would
according to
consider
the
it
tenet,
because you can
verbatim.
put the sigil on the sleeve. You can have it embroidered on the sleeve, and you'd still be having it as an outward sign of the faith. Just to play devil's advocate on that, because that is
Right.
legally considered armor.
Well, see, I think what the Alora was getting at is on the last part, it says Mandalorian is not ashamed of the way, therefore there is a symbol of the way displayed in some way on the armor, and the armor must be visible to others whenever possible. I think they're taking that as literal. You have to see the armor.
Right, and
Right.
this would be an addition to other armor pieces. It's not just going to be you're only wearing this.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's what's getting at. It's an addition onto wearing an artifact, basically.
Right.
Hello, Bianca.
Yeah.
She's on the Twitch side.
Yeah, because honestly, I consider this the actual artifact.
Right,
Consider
and
the
that
add-on
is
actual armor.
now. That being said, as well, you don't have to have the sigil on every single piece of armor. You don't have to. You can, but it needs to be at least on one piece of your armor. Now, whether that's the van brace or your chest plate or the helm, that's left up to the individual keeper.
And
I would not say it's a requirement to have it on every single piece, but at least on one.
It doesn't also need to be a full-on van brace. This, a little bracelet, with
Right.
basically some
The little metal
slapped
cuff.
on it, is also considered armor.
Which I miss mine so very much.
But the basic way I put armor into 3 different categories: blunt, pierce, and slash. Can it handle blunt damage? Can it handle pierce damage? Can it handle slash damage? And piercing does cover the
stabby.
fuse.
Ah.
No,
the freedom
fuse.
seeds.
Trace yours.
Yeah,
freedom
the trace yours, because they do piercing. They don't
Right.
slash you, they pierce.
Yes, that does fall under piercing damage.
And
correct.
now this particular will only cover 2 out of the 3, which is blunt and slash.
And the slash would be
A
situational.
knife.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And to also on the other side, we're not asking you to walk around with a full set of armor wherever you go. That's not what we're saying. You
If
don't
you
need
want
to
to,
be a
that's
mid.
cool.
Yeah, not
Right,
yet at
right.
least.
You don't have to be like full out plate armor, medieval knight. Like, I'd rather see people like wear like Greek style if they're gonna do that. Anyway,
I want to see just in general. Let me get a picture.
Just the looks I've gotten from wearing my cloak outside in the last week and a half, because it was
Yeah.
close to 0 degrees and my fat ass was keeping warm. I got some
Right.
looks. I walked to the mailbox one day to get a new watch cap that I had ordered. Someone drove by and they just looked at me like, the fuck?
Well, I don't understand because like people up north, like I have a couple of friends who live like way up north, like in Minnesota, and they've worn like cloaks like that are made out of like.
Okay, but
Kansas
I'm in
and-
northern Mississippi. There's a difference.
Honestly,
There's a
our
little bit of
resident
difference
Canadian
there.
friend might like having a cloak with how cold it is up there.
But yeah, you don't have to wear full plate armor
Hey,
because
You don't need a cloak. You just need a good trench coat. Trench coats are the best thing ever.
Have you
They
not
are.
seen his cloak?
Yeah, Dirge, have you not seen my cloak? Alright, hold on.
Yes, Kadali, go get it, because he needs to see this.
Let me
Well,
push
while
the
you're-
chair out of the way, too.
while you're getting your cloak, because giving the example of people who work in like healthcare, like nurses who cannot wear bulky things, who cannot wear like a lot of dangly bits, like what would I guess the solution be for that? Like because I don't even think they can even wear bracelets, because it's a safety hazard. Like would like maybe some sort of, well, not even shoes. I was thinking like maybe shoes, but like I
Well,
can't
'cause-
I can't
Hey, this is where one would have to start talking about how, like, if you wear the symbol, it's spiritual armor,
which
I
I
agree with that.
right? So
No.
you could have a locket, you could have that. It still shows that word faith, but it's, you know what I
And
mean. It's more of a spiritual armor as opposed to a physical armor.
This is where I fight with the Aloreon.
And I mean, also,
Okay,
I should
Dirge,
point
look.
out that previously it's been kind of, it should also be stated that if you have a workplace or what have you, that you're not allowed to carry these things or have these things. It's not dishonorable or against the religion to not wear those things at those situations. Nice. Nice. Oh.
But
Darth Kadale.
no, honestly, this is something I fight the Aloreon, and I disagree.
I
with
am
it.
your father.
Yes, I understand steel toes is technically PPE, but it is armor.
But it's something
And-
required for work.
Not all
Right.
works require it though. So like if you're working in a hospital and you have steel toes, that is just straight on armor. That's not required for work.
But I don't. I think some hospitals have a dress code to where you wouldn't be able to
But
wear a steel
Right,
toe.
and that's where the
no,
Allure
actually,
are coming from. Is if it's a requirement for work to have it, that's not considered armor at that point. It's considered PPE. And that's the same for like the motorcycle vest, the pants. That's not armor, that's personal protective equipment. And
yeah,
that's just from their side of the argument. I get both sides. Because yeah, it is armor to a certain point.
I do too. But as I explained to him, honestly, at that point, it's situational. Yeah, when you work at a warehouse, steel toes are a requirement. But outside of that job, it is armor.
Let's be honest, steel
Okay.
toes up to a certain point are protective until you get ran over with a forklift, and then it's just straight
Ow.
cut off.
Ow.
I've gotten my foot run over by a forklift with my steel toes, and they didn't deform. Period. I still have all my toesies. It was one of those Raymonds, like the electric forklift Raymonds.
Okay, I'm
And-
talking sit down forklift.
Oh yeah, no, I've also been ran over by one of those, but it still had most of the tire on it, so the tire deformed, not my boot.
Okay, my place
figure out who
the
that
places
manufacturer is.
I've ran have had solid rubber, not air filled tires.
No, they weren't air filled; they were solid rubber, but they were soft. I love that.
Okay, I stand corrected then. I've always been under the impression that if you get your foot ran over by a forklift, say bye bye toesies.
It depends on how much weight is put on and where. When I got run over by mine, it was on the edge here.
No, I'm talking like full on up to the metatarsal. Like it's running over the full piece of the composite toe.
Mine only ran over the tip.
And
So
just the tip.
Just the tip.
But yeah, so where I would like, as much as I want to kind of like agree about the symbolic armor, the tenet is pretty clear on a Mandalorian is not ashamed of the way, therefore it is best that a symbol of the way be displayed in some way on the armor, and the armor must be visible to others. Granted, it says whenever possible, but the tenet does make that clarification. Like the armor must be visible.
We do classify other things as armor purely so that you can adhere to it in an environment necessarily be able to wear set up like armor, like the bracers or the little wristband. You know,
Well, I think Silicon
And
hit
the
it
under-
on the head though. Really, the main profession that you can't have anything like that is the medical profession. You have
No,
to be.
there's one more. At least that I know of, because I actually interviewed for this place, so I know this. And it's a paper, not a paper mill, but International Paper. I applied for a position with them as a lead, I think, or a forklift operator, one of the two. And I was wearing my archer's brace. Not this, but the other one, the one that's got the underside open. And even with that, they don't allow any kind of jewelry or I don't know, no wristbands, no watches, no jewelry while you're on the production floor because it can get caught in a machine and bye body part.
it's okay. It will grow back.
I'm sorry, I'm not Deadpool.
So yeah, I
Can't.
feel like the Allure, granted, it might be in the holy book that eventually will come down to
6
us.
years
Then maybe
later.
they'll have 6 years later. Maybe they'll have a clarification to where like what what sort of work?
We've talked about this with them during the Great Arguing as
Yes.
well.
That was
Oh,
more
okay.
that was more on the weapons than the armor, but yeah.
But
We
it
did
still
touch base
applies.
on stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But long and short of it, things change.
Oh yeah,
It-
and there could
It
and there could be
evolves.
something with that. Like for now, like I mentioned earlier, my wrist cuff was stolen. So instead, like what I have been doing is I have a necklace that has the sigil on it, like along with a mythosaur as well. So like that's what I have to do, kind of as a to represent the way right now until I can save up and spend more for a
Right.
wrist cuff. So I think the tenant, like while it is pretty it does clarify and is pretty explicit as far as like where the armor needs to be. Like it needs to be in some place that is visible to others. I do believe that there are exceptions that can be made, and as long as the uh, the attempt the attempt and the intent behind it is there, I think that exceptions can be made and understandings happen, because not everyone has the same situation as everybody else.
Right. Or the same monetary funds available. We're not all Tony Stark here.
Right. Dude, that would be so awesome though.
Oh yeah.
If I was a Tony Stark, I'd be giving everyone full suits of armor, man.
Same.
Then who would be the superhero? Because everyone would be super.
When everyone's super, no
one is super. Are we the villains? Have we now become the villains? Are we the
No capes!
Okay.
The existential conversation begins. Are we ever really the good guys, or are we always the bad guys? Depending on which side of the
Who's
coin.
telling the
If
story?
I'm shooting at you, you're gonna think I'm the bad guy. But if I'm shooting at you, I'm gonna think I'm the good guy.
I've seen a thing like it's one of those memes of me. Everyone becomes a Jedi and goes, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" And I sent it to Kadali. It was going, "Jedi? Who's gonna be a Jedi?"
Right? If everyone gets access to the Force, how many people are actually going to be Jedis is the question.
Oh, I actually saw that from you, and then it naturally came across my For Me page too. I don't care. If I'm ever transported to the Star Wars universe, it doesn't matter whether I'm a Jedi or not. First thing I'm gonna do is, if I am a Jedi, I'm gonna learn as much as I can about the Force and how to use it. Then my ass going straight to Mandalore.
Oh, I'm becoming a criminal again. I have way cooler technology, and like it's somewhat socially acceptable to be a criminal. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. You're gonna hear the pirate empire of Dirge real fucking quick.
Just going straight to Mandalore. I don't care if I have the ability to tap into the Force or not.
Well, if I at least want the ability to use it correctly and not just have to half-ass my way through learning. It's like, oh, okay, I'm already here. Okay, I'm gonna learn. Okay, I'm done. Peace out, bitches.
Force users doing like fusing their like lightsabers and stuff together, and here I am just like magically dropping the weed into my papers.
Yup.
That's such a you thing to do. Going, I'm gonna be lazy and sit here.
Right.
Hey, I'm very
Hello. Welcome back.
I take offense to that.
Okay, I say that, but I will do the exact same fucking thing.
Wow.
Like, I'm just gonna be lazy. It's too hard to roll something. I'm just gonna... Okay, it's done. Time to light this motherfucker.
Also, like, I would use the Force in all kinds of inappropriate ways just to make people feel weird and awkward. Like, you come at me with your weapon, and I just like smack your naughty bits a bit just to throw you off guard.
This is why people don't have the Force. But
I cast testicular torsion.
Most
Not the
unhinged comment of
wizard.
the podcast.
See,
Yes.
if I would be the guy, oh, you're coming at me with a gun? Oh, your mag just fell out.
Hopefully, he still doesn't have one in the chamber.
No. Everyday life, I would just like messing with doors. Like someone just walked through a door, I close it or open it right behind them, and it makes them go, "What?"
So I was doing a deep dive into the lore, and I found out that there is a firearm that would be considered much more Mandalorian than others.
Really,
In fact,
what?
they were banned in the universe of Star Wars by the Jedi.
Oh, slug throwers.
Particularly shotguns.
Yep.
See,
They were banned because of the Mandalorian.
yeah. So in my mind, they just say they banned slug throwers. It doesn't specifically say what kind it is.
Fuck those space wizards.
Right. Parry this, you filthy wizards.
Wait,
Shut
what?
up.
Parry this, you filthy casual.
Hey, are you racist against Jedi?
No,
No.
not necessarily. But Jedi do not like the Mandalorians. Remember that.
It depends from the Jedi.
Okay.
I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi likes
Yeah,
Mandalorians,
as a
or at least one in
whole.
particular.
I have no problem with
Hey,
the
Katarn.
Jedi.
What?
I
have
always have
problems
this joke
with the
that
joke.
you remember the text from the Mandalorian season 2. Mandalorian and the Jedi, they will never see that coming. Meanwhile, in any
Yeah, I gotta send
Star
the cup, I'll
Wars
be back.
media, when you have Jedi and Mandalorians in the same time, you have at least one Mando and Jedi who are working together. At least
Yeah,
one pair of
Yeah.
those.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we Mandalorians, we don't like. We're fine working with the Jedi. It's the Jedi that don't like us because we don't coddle people. We say it how it is.
And we want our money.
Well, that's
Jedi
bounty
money
hunters.
spends just as good as Sith money.
That's bounty hunters specifically, but sure. Mostly because we are known as we want to fight people because it makes us better. And they're like, you don't need to fight people. And we're like, yes, we do need to fight people because we need to be the best.
At least we need to be prepared.
Be
Right.
prepared.
The strong survive.
Correct. So
Well-
that is the underlying philosophy for Mandalorians is practicality, efficiency, and if we're gonna be the best, we have to fight the best. And right now, the best opponents are those that have the Force. So of course, Mandalorians are going to try and pick fights with Force users because they are the only people capable
Well,
of matching us.
Well, if I think the Jedi will not have an issue with that if you ask them to spar with them, but to fight them for death, it's a little bit different situation, I think.
There's a difference between sparring and fighting to the death.
Yes.
Semantics.
Sparring can turn into a fight to the death real quick.
It can.
Yeah, it could. It could, but I think the Jedi will have no issues even during the Mandalorian war times, like before the Mandalorian wars, if Mandalorians came to the Jedi and say, "Hey, we wanna spar with you because you are the best." It's a little
Honestly,
bit different message than we massacred 2 planets to force us to fight with us.
Well, it wasn't-
technically, the Mandalorian Wars didn't start off that way. It only kicked off because the Mandalorians were invading everyone else, picking a
here's the-
fight with no one in particular but the whole galaxy.
Well, here's the other thing, though. People have forgotten. During the Mandalorian Wars, there were agents of the just beginning to come back into life Sith Empire that were fanning the flames of Mandalore to say, start invading these particular planets because they are owned by the
Yeah.
Republic. So
Yeah, but
all of this
there
is
was-
technically the Sith's fault.
Yes.
It's always
However,
some damn dirty
invading
Sith.
The invading planets was not the worst part. I think the worst part, which triggered revanchists, were the Qatar situation. Idea of exactly one man, Casus Fett.
I mean,
He was the only one who started this particular fight and who turned it into total massacre of all living
cutters there. So
I mean, the strongest will survive.
All right, Darwin.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, that was wrong. But that's like we're getting we've gotten way off topic. We have
Yep.
gotten so far off topic. But so
well,
the idea for the armor comes from a place of practicality.
And in history, that was paper mache and cardboard.
That is
yeah,
what.
Okay,
sometimes.
you know, I have a story.
Oh dear.
Gather round,
So-
children. It's story time.
Oh no.
I have
Story or conspiracy corner?
No, it's not conspiracy corner.
Not
I
conspiracy
have
corner.
been working down in basically the university area on Fridays specifically because that's where all the kids go to the bars. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
count how many times I've asked about this and trying to explain. They do not understand.
Well,
And
you
it
probably
is-
so the way that I have put it to other people when talking about the way or the keepers, we are a Mandalorian group that has now become a recognized religion. But we are Mandalorians. And this is our sigil. Keep it simple and let them ask all the questions. But just
that's what I did. And it comes down to because they associate it all with the children of the watch going, well, why don't you wear the helmet? Going,
That's not us.
that helmet's not required. That is the Star Wars universe.
right. Well,
I
that's the
wear
thing. Like
a different kind of armor.
even within the Star Wars universe, the Children of the Watch were a cult. We are not
Yeah,
that.
they were weirdos.
And we're not a coup either.
That is correct.
Talk about, as I try to explain them, Bo-Katan and her group, they are warriors. The Children of the Watch are extremely religious among Mandalorians.
Correct.
They are more religion than warriors. They're still
Correct.
warriors, but they're Templars.
Yes.
Even worse, because they say it's the ancient way, and we know from the other sources that the ancient Mandalorians would be. Wait, what? If they see.
Yeah, Canderous Ordo, for example, would be like, what the fuck
Yeah.
you mean I have to keep my helmet
Correct.
on?
Correct. Well, that's the thing. Like, so Mandalorians, we are not I think instead of saying religious, we are not a spiritual group. Um, we don't like we're not somebody who's gonna go and burn incense for someone or for something to a higher power. That's kind of not our thing. We're practical.
Yes.
Like we
Our
are
weapons
practical
and our
people.
armor are our higher deity.
Right. And at one point now, I'm actually currently working on a history of the Mandalorian people paper kind of thing.
Oh,
So I've
no.
been looking into this stuff. Okay, look. I want to use a degree that I got for some reason because yes. So in the very beginning, the Mandalorians, when they were not as we know them today, the proto-Mandalorians,
The Tong.
they were religious. The Tong. They had different gods, different higher powers, different higher beings. But as time went on and they were conquering other people groups and they were doing these, like they were being conquerors, they realized this is like we're not fighting for these higher beings, we're fighting for our vote, we're fighting for our friends and our family
Right.
and our people. And so over time they let go of any sort of belief in a higher power or belief in something other. And so that is like
They
that
still believed in Manda, though. As
right.
the
It is
united
more of
soul
like the
Mandalorians.
right. So that idea is kind of a similar to I forget what the religious is, our modern day religion is called, but it's basically where everyone kind of is the everyone is a spirit. Everything is a spirit, and then when you die, you kind of return into the spirit of the things. Like everything is a spirit. I forget what
I
the
mean, the
Oh God, I know what it's called.
it's not Taoism. It's not
Shintoism?
It's
Jim.
everyone is one soul. Like everyone
yes.
is a piece of a single soul that encompasses all of this reality.
Hey,
Correct.
go
That
lay
is
down.
more or less where the inspiration
I'll
came
throw something
from.
at you.
That is more or less what the Star Wars what the like the
That's
before
what I
Disney
thought.
took over the original canon. That is kind of the belief that most Mandalorians had.
Right.
It
That we
was
believe
not
in the Manda,
correct.
but also
the
Manda is
Oversoul.
kind of you can see the source of Manda belief in the Star Wars universe because of the the concept of cosmic force.
Right.
Right.
It's very possible. Like if I know it wasn't stated anyone anywhere in the old lore, but it's very like possible that when Mandalorians, start to have the contact with the Force users, and they learned about the idea of unified Force, it was like, okay, so we will have our Mandalorian version of that, only for Mandalorians.
I mean, that very well could be the evolution of that ideal, but mostly like even your standard Mandalorian, even of that time, they weren't even really spiritual like in that regard either. Yes, they had that kind of belief of Manda, but it was more like the everyday practicality. It's what can I do today? What can I do tomorrow? Like I only care about what I can
Correct?
what I can feel, what I can see, what I can taste, what I can
Yeah.
touch.
But in the same time, I think that we sometimes view the tongues and their mythology a little bit wrong because, for example, you say that they drop the names, but to be fair, they do not drop the way of life, because even tongues were very I think feel like tongues, even the time where they were religious, so they believed in the gods, they were still very practical. Like they do not make fires, senses and special buildings for the gods. I more believe they like their life, the way how they live, were the was the offering to the gods. So their practical life, full of fighting and making themselves better, was the way to honor the gods. At least the main gods they are liked the most. To be fair,
In the beginning, but over time they stopped believing in those
I
gods.
can't figure out that
yes,
fucking grow tent. That's the grow
but I,
tent.
I still see them as like they drop the names, but not the way of life.
I
They
can't figure
still
out that
the
fucking grow tent.
principles of their mythology will still
Like a few
applicable
breaks up there.
without the names. They like just snap that. Oh, we do not need to do this to be practical for their for our fictional god, but it's still good thing to be practical and be the
It's just
best and
bizarre.
trying to be the best version of yourself.
Correct.
I see them that
What
more in this
alternative
way. So
oh
yeah.
Hey, Haran, we can hear you, bud.
shit, sorry.
All good.
Fun fact about the Tong: they're not originally from Mandalore.
No, they're from
They're from
Coruscant.
They are
Coruscant.
from Coruscant. We all already know it.
The filthy space wizards kicked us out of our home.
They are the reason for the T-shaped visor.
They are.
Yes.
Yeah. So
They
wait,
look like
okay.
Predator
Without getting
from
political
the
on
beginning.
this, the Coruscant, the people who now live on Coruscant, would those be the Europeans coming into the Americas and kicking
Not
out the Native
exactly, because
Americans?
in the old lore, it was very unsure if
Zell.
Zal were there is a piece of lore who states that both of these races came from Coruscant. Like they
Correct.
both evolved there, but was in war with each other.
Yes.
However, it's not sure because also you have pieces of lore which like in universe of Star Wars, their historians, their archaeologists debates if humans came from Coruscant and be like from Zelts, or if they came from Corellia.
Okay.
So this is this unsure part
The
of the,
Tong
because
World
it was very
Australians.
long time ago.
Oh God.
Oh, in galaxy far far away. Okay.
The
Mandalorians are
Tong were
Australians.
Australians.
You know what? I'll take it.
I would too. It's better than being
They
Florida,
conquered
man.
the most hostile world possible with a giant apex predator and drove it to extinction.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
picked
here's
fights
the
with
thing though.
anyone.
We
That
can't
sounds
we
like
can't
Australians
even
to me.
Well, here's the thing though. You can't even compare it to Australians because Australians literally lost a war to emus. Giant birds.
Wait, so are
They
we the
lost a
emus?
war. I don't know. Because
Well,
like I like the idea that we're Australians, but we can't lose to a giant bird, guys. Come on.
We're better than this, aren't we? Apparently not.
No, this is,
we must score the point.
getting
And,
off topic.
Yeah, let's get back on
first-
topic.
And first, Australians were, had to run off from giant, Komodo, like Megalania. It was like a giant Komodo dragon from
Mhm.
giant eagles, as big they could take small child
Yeah.
and eat it, and from the land running crocodilians on the long legs.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, don't
And
forget
they
about
lost.
dingoes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they lost
And
a war
thousands
to
of spiders.
birds, of course. But yeah, so to kind of get back on topic, that I like the idea that Dirge brought up of the armor being symbolic, but unfortunately, when you look at the history of Mandalorians within the Star Wars universe and what how the Tenet words things, it's not it doesn't mean spiritual armor. We Mandalorians are practical people, meaning like what we can see, feel, taste, touch. That is kind of what the focus is.
Right.
Are there exceptions to maybe what the tenant can say? Sure, there is understanding. Yes, you don't have to walk around in a full suit of armor, but you need to, within your means, within reason, work on getting yourself some sort of item that can be counted as armor. And the tenant did say bracelet does count as well. So there are things that can be done, but also if you do work in a medical facility or some sort of place that doesn't allow for jewelry or for, you to wear your piece of armor, talk with the Allure. Find a way to compromise as much as possible, but it also, like, just because you can't wear that piece of armor does not mean that you are Darmanda. Does not mean that you have your keeper status taken away. It's an understanding that is like you're doing the best you can, but within reason, within your means, whenever possible, wear a piece of armor that has the sigil on it. Not just a random piece of armor. It needs to have the sigil on it as well.
This is what I do at work,
Oh,
and
so I
it
need
doesn't
to
have to
order
be
my
what.
tabard. I'm joking that I need to order my tabard.
I can sew you. I can make the sewing and embroid your tabard with the Mandalorian sigil if you want.
Yeah,
So
so I got
I
a
was more
tattoo on my
saying about
forearm.
Guts. How is it
Hey, that
called?
works too.
Guts crest.
yeah, Haran, you have tattooed the sigil to your arm. I don't know if that considers yourself armor though.
I mean,
Yeah, but
Well, your best protection is your own hand, so
yeah,
anything
I think
you gotta
but it
get
has to be
them.
visible. It has to be visible.
He may not be armor, but he could be a living weapon.
That is true.
Yeah,
That is true.
but we're talking about armor right now.
Yeah, armor.
Yeah. like, well, with my situation, because both my jobs I can't, like, the most I can do is a pocket knife and then my multi-tool. That's like the best I can do at my job. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
just
same.
because
I
I
have to leave
work
the
so
tray
much,
shore in
like
the
I
car. I have
can't.
to leave my knives in the car. And for the most part,
I can't
I
even have them
wear the
on
armor.
property.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
So this is what I do at work, at least. And this is what other people can do too, is you wear the armor into the building, you put it in a locker of some kind, somewhere safe where it's not going to get stolen or taken, and then you put it back on at the end of shift.
My issue is people's stuff has been stolen at work, so I can't trust it.
Very true. Leave it in the car. Just and that is in full compliance with the tenants. You have your armor, you have your weapons with you. Do you have them on you for legal or work reasons? No. But you are able to get back to them quickly to rearm and rearmor. That is
Correct.
at the core the tenant. Does not mean you have to have them on 100% of the time, even when you're sleeping. You have ready access to it, and you can get to them when you need them. That if you take away anything from what we talk about, that's what you need to take away. And not just to this group of people that we're literally talking to right now. Anyone who is listening to this post edit in 10 years.
Hey! I got caught up, and then this past week, I was really busy. I'm sorry. I'll get back on it this next week. I will.
We
Last week
know,
was just
Sophia.
crazy. Hey, I got a lot done. Okay.
I'm about to say, are you at least done with season 4? Are you at least starting on 5, or you still have some of 4 left to do?
Stop!
I
Stop
have
that!
I have some of 4 left to do. It's okay. No, it is my fault because I need to manage my time better, and I need to say no to people because, like, what keeps happening is people are like, "Hey, can you do the thing with the thing and hang out?" And I'm like, "Sure," even though that's when I would normally edit my podcast stuff. Okay.
Well,
Hey,
but
we all need a
you know,
social life.
yes, and it's a part of
No, no.
Tenet 12. You should do that. So it's keeping up with the tenets. I think is more important sometimes than breaking them to match the schedule.
That's true. But yeah, I will get back on it this week, and yeah, we'll get these all caught up soon, I swear.
All in due time.
All in due time.
At least we're not overly behind like we have been.
Right.
Correct.
We're not a year behind.
Correct.
Oh, you have a cool helmet
Thank you.
with the
That's
antlers.
Oh,
You are the horn god.
Yay, the horn helmet!
I think of. To be honest, that reminds me of that is mashup between Mandalorian helmet and Sakai clan helmet from Ghost of Tsushima.
shit. I was just this was my one for the wedding, but it's I just made it into like a Michigan Mandalorian, how it should be, how it would be in the Star Wars universe.
It's great.
Juan, you are my horns helmet brother because I create a Mandalorian Sith and I create a horn helmet.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Did you understand it him or not? Because if not, I can ask him to say it to me in Polish and I can translate it to English.
Something about he has a horn helmet,
Yeah.
But
and that Haran might like that one better than his deer horn helmet.
Yeah, they look more like they are look like a bit like mole.
like the mole fan helmets.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
his looks like the Mandalorian helmet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah, you
All
should have a
right.
picture, but that's my kind
Is
of.
there any more comments that anyone has on the second tenet of Mandalorian must remain armored at all times and less alone?
I do not.
Can be can be
But I want to
awareness
start doing
of the
something a
armor.
little bit different at the end. I have a D20. This will tell us, depending on the roll, this will tell us what kind of conspiracy corner we get. Like if it's a D20,
Okay.
like if the higher the number, the shorter. The lower the number, the more unhinged it becomes.
Oh dear.
Random and
So one is the most crazy ones,
Yes.
and the 20 is the most
More normal.
chill ones.
Or would you
Okay.
guys want to reverse that, where 1 is more normal and 20 is the most?
no. I like
No.
one being unhinged because
Yeah,
you
one is
roll a nat
unhinged.
one, it's just crazy.
And that's why I thought that way. All right, so
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's see what we
Yay.
get. I need a clearer space than what I've got, so let me move a couple things. Don't judge me.
Let's do this. Kadale
8.
cable.
We have an 8.
Oh dear.
Great. So in the middle.
Ice is a loaf of water.
Not the people. The sub.
Yeah, I know.
State of water.
Ice cube. Ice cube.
Yes,
Ice
Okay.
an ice cube is a loaf of water. Beer is liquefied bread.
Yay! For liquefied bread.
And
Yeah,
bread
let's be
is
honest.
just solid beer.
Yes.
You cannot tell me that is not correct.
Yeah, but you also have a drink that is popular in Poland, Belarus, Ukraine called kwas, and Lithuania. And this is basically made out of fermented rye bread.
And it's
Ooh,
better.
Kadale.
Yes.
Read my DM I sent you. We might want to talk about that since it might pertain to language stuff. Stand by.
Okay, apparently Marlboro's came up with the word for cannibal.
Correct.
Autoe pot bar?
What? Barbaros, what did you do?
No, like he and I have been working on a word for cannibal for a bit.
Okay, help me
Okay.
pronounce this. Autoe par bar?
Let me pull up the.
What?
We're talking about the word that you came up with.
Because I see Arue, which is the base of enemy. Par, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 4. And bar, I don't know what that is.
So I'll show you what the words we used were, or what he used were. So
I'm trying to think of another one that I just recently saw that has to do with stuff like that. The loaf of water, the
So let me find the other stuff.
spy eat what? Spy eat body?
No, it was enemy.
Oh, enemy eat body. Okay, right.
Yeah,
For some reason, I keep thinking Aru is spy.
No,
No, Aru is anti.
Yeah, Aru, ARU is against / versus. Aru A is enemy or rival. Aru Hutun is spy.
I thought Aru was anti. Like again, so Hutun is the spy, but Aru Hutun is anti-spy. That's why he went with that name.
That's not what I'm seeing in the vocabulary.
No, I could be wrong. I just remember that's why Aru chose that name for.
Oh, hold on. Me. Let me correspond with other stuff.
N-
Because I've got a few different like vocab sheets pulled up. So
okay.
let's see. Da, 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 da.
Aru
Here's
Ipar
our-
Bar.
our
No, yeah, Aru Atun is spy in both the Mandor and in the Kunjaha.
Okay.
here's
And then
our language.
Arue is enemy.
Right, I know that just because of the conversation from like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
With all that
Aru is against.
jazz that
Yep.
went on in the cantina or the general chat.
But yeah, Aru is the word for enemy or no, is against or versus. Sorry. Or against, yeah.
So against eat body?
I got this helmet too.
It was supposed to be enemy. So it's Aru. It's so we took off the e, the Arue, that the I can't. The apostrophe, the patine. We dropped the Warren. We dropped it because Ipar already started with e.
Right.
So we combined it to mean enemy eater.
But cannibal not always eats enemies. Sometimes in some cultures, cannibals eats their, the eats their dead to provide to behold their spirit or something like that. So in some culture, it's not the enemy eating.
The only thing I'm hesitant on is because we've got 3 or 4 different words. Because I'm just breaking it down. Arue is enemy, or when you do Aru is against, and then you've got Ipar, which is eat. But you also have when you put Arue, you take that E and make it part of Arue instead of Ipar, and par is literally just for, like FOR.
Mm.
So enemy for body or against eat body. Just taking the sub words and breaking them apart.
Okay, we'll keep working on it.
And please, by no, I'm not saying don't make a word for cannibal. Just got to think of all the permutations of each word when we're doing it. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Ote.
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 Oh, I forgot to start
And
the
my
podcast
bad.
on the Discord event. Oops. It's telling me at the bottom of my screen it says start event podcast time. Scheduled to start for 11 a.m. 21 interested. I never started the event on Discord to tell people we were starting because y'all were already here.
Well, look what ya did.
Oopsies. But it is a good time to start wrapping up. We are at 58 minutes, so thank you everybody who showed up and participated on the live side of this. We appreciate everybody. Thank you everyone who is listening to this 10 years later once it gets edited.
You know what? It'll get edited when it gets edited. You shab.
Shabuir. Oh, we hope you enjoyed the podcast, the sermon today. Hopefully it was enlightening and entertaining as much as it was for me. I have been your don't forget, hit up our QR codes, our link trees. It will take you to all of the Keepers' social media pages. And from there, you can find the Discord where we record these live every other Sunday. So this was recorded on February 8th. So our next one will be on February 24th.
I think it was 22 on the
22nd, 24th. Let's look at the calendar real quick.
22nd. I just looked at the
22nd.
calendar.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, 22nd.
Welcome.
Yay.
gives time, or at least it should give enough time to edit and post on the Sunday where we don't have an episode so people can go back and listen to it. Or at least that's the original plan. That never happens that way. But yeah, thank you everyone. I have been your host, Kadali Kibor. Ebik Rooney.